Anyway, guys, let's start. I think we are here. All the regulars are here, so we will start with the sky, then slowly go down to the sea and see if we can do the beach as well. Like, at least we will do like the part of the beach with the transparent water. I'll be using just these markers that are listed in the color scheme. I think I listed all of them. And then Posca and jelly rolls. Why Posca? Because the lines are very thick. Like here, I still need to do a few rounds of jelly rolls, but there are a couple layers of Posca already, but we will need more. So we're going to do it on Sabaryna's page. Let me fix that. Don't ruin the last master. I will be using the same technique that I used on the detailed sunset tutorial. So if you want to to get more detailed explanation on layering, you can go there. It's posted on the page. We will just do it like slightly lighter. So I'm starting with the sun. Just filling it with my favorite yellow. This is the only yellow we have today, so it shouldn't be very complicated to find the right one, right? And then I'm gonna do a few strokes on the sea with the same yellow. And I'm holding it like almost horizontally, so the strokes are soft. Maybe even here. Okay. I don't know why I like to start with the yellow, because in theory you can start with Posca, but I will be using Posca now after I have the yellow down. Because it needs to dry, so there are always a few layers. And the first one we can put as early as possible. Sorry for the sound, Poscas are not very gentle. Okay. Then the first layer of the sky colors. Sorry, we need to draw them first. So to draw them, like on this page, I try to mimic the same I did on the color scheme. So there are actually four layers. And I'm just gonna try and copy this one with the pencil. We have a palm tree here, and maybe you have something else on your page, but it's okay because this will be like closer to us, so we just ignore it and draw behind it. There are some birds that I would consider like implementing into the composition, so maybe something like that. In the drawing masterclass, there will be a whole chapter about how to draw clouds. And okay, then I'm gonna indicate the lightest layer. And this area will be the blue sun. Okay, I think it looks kind of similar. We can add the bottom ones that were already on the Oda's page just to keep the similarities. Okay, we have the... So for the sky, it's E13. And again, doing the same, like flickering, like now we have the cloud shapes, so we see where the pink sky area is. And doing flickering movements from the sun. because it's very hard to blend those colors that it looks like well and maintain the complex like layers. I don't want to put too many of them on the paper because we have to layer a lot of clouds. This was E30. And then coming back with the yellow to and then maybe coming back with the same again. And we can leave it to dry. So when it gets dry a little bit, we can, because like the blue area is here, the light clouds are here. Here we have the purple ones. And let me show you. But since the sun like touches those clouds, they can be slightly colored by pink as well. So to create this gradation, we will put the undertone under the lower clouds and do the light ones on the background. And I know that if I don't specify that, you don't have to press too hard. Some people are pressing too hard, so please don't press too hard. Let's color this one as well. And you know what, let's do first purples and then it will be easier to do the last ones. And for the purples, I'm gonna use my favorite, one of my favorite purples. Like the difference between 330 and 322 is this one is less saturated, but in this case we can go even more purple than usual. And we just draw the clouds. Again, the clouds are just balls, like fluffy big balls. So is the circular movements. Like you see the difference between undertone and no undertone. And to make the the lower side more natural, we can draw like some tiny clouds. And we have to do the same here. I'm not looking at the chat while I'm coloring those clouds because I'm trying to make them quickly and from the first try, because we don't want to destroy Sabrina's book. But I'll be back to the chat right now. Okay. And the bottom ones as well. Let's do the bottom ones. I have a layer of Posca here, but it's okay. Let's do the light. The same color, the same technique. Just maybe making it lighter, like not going full color, leaving a lot more white space. I think I want to do another purple here. This is similar to what we did on the color along. Just dots and blobs. Okay, there are some purple clouds missing. Let me put them down. Okay, and here as well. Sorry, but if it's like a complex structure, I actually encourage you to draw your own cloud shapes. And then just copying mine. Like, let's add some more tiny clouds here. I think that will do. No, sorry. This should be also... Okay. Okay. Moving forward, we will do the blue part of the sky. And in this case, there are two colors, B110 and PB8, sorry. But two things to be mindful about: pressure, and my PB8 is slightly dry. Like, it's not dry, but it's not juicy. So like, it's easier for me to do like nice strokes. If you look at this, it doesn't look streakless at all. There are a lot of streaks actually. And I think I used also the colorless blender on it, like, to make it more blurry, but I don't recommend it to anyone. Don't do it. Do as I say, not as I do. But let's try first. And also, like, the border between the sky and the clouds is super important, because this is what the contrasty part. And we will go over with jelly rolls afterwards, but like, try to keep those bumps of the clouds. So let's do... This is the same color we used in the color along as well, so it shouldn't be a problem for you. Sometimes it works well, sometimes you need another layer so the sky gets darker than it was in the beginning. But you kind of have to be quick to do this. But you see, I'm fine with those streaks, because they're not streaks, they are visual effects, okay? And just to go around the border. Like, while it's wet, I can try. And I'm even gonna use chisel to... It's dry. If you can find another color. And it's not necessary, you can even leave it like that. I just wanted to, since I'm recreating, I wanted to try to make it more saturated. More or less, I think I'm happy with the result. So from here, it's just layering. We just want to layer more purple on the clouds, more pink on the pink sky, maybe even give another layer here, and then add some more contrast with the darker pink, with more intense pink. And when layering clouds, like here I have a good composition, because like, you can see the difference between two layer clouds. And I will start from there with the same marker. I'm gonna darken the border. then darken this part as well. And it's dots and blobs as always. Maybe let's create the same here and here. And then the same here. And here. And then the same with the lower level, like at the bottom, we can make it darker. And here as well. And on the bottom ones, well, just darkening the bottom so they look more 3D with the same blobs and dots. And in this case I do press quite a lot. And then let's do the same with the pink ones. Oh no, I'm sorry, I took the I took the black brown and we needed E30. It's okay because I will get back with the black brown anyway, but for now I just want to do the same color, like to keep a few layers of the same color. Something like that. Here, like, I don't... it's an accident, right? Like, so it doesn't look very nice, but we can save it by drawing more clouds. Now, while I'm having this marker in my hand, I can go over the lower parts. Here as well. And I think it's looking pretty close. At this point we can add another layer of Posca because these ugly lines are bothering me. And why don't you use light acrylics like yellow ones? Because I don't like acrylics, they're not so bright, they lower the brightness. And I want the sun to be bright, right? And we can layer a little bit more, and maybe this time with 322, the best marker in the world, you know. And we just want to make clouds look more like clouds because the sun is coming from here, right? So the darkest part is on the edges. This is the good one. The same here. Same here. This is like intuitive process because you have to kind of imagine where the darkest part of the, like not even imagine, but just put some blobs on the paper and see if they work. And if if like the edges look too, because obviously like when recording the edges look, they don't have time to blend properly, right? So the edges are more defined than on my original coloring, but you can always use some dots to soften the edges. Dots always help. Use dots. And some edges we do want to be sharp, like the cloud edges, they can be sharp. At this point, I think we can do a layer of white over the clouds. Like here, 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 some here, here. Because they're not on the same level, right? Like some of them are closer to us, some of them are farther, so we can just... Sometimes I feel like I sound too nerdy. Like, who cares? Just draw pretty clouds. Like, I don't like this edge, so I'm just gonna do some Posca clouds. Posca dots. Here. Now we will intensify some colors, like some pinks, and we will be adding black brown. And we can go over, even like go over the cloud, because there are not so many layers, so it will still look good. But mostly we start with the edges, right? And I think this is what makes them look magical in the end. Wait, I'm sorry, my hair. Sorry if someone got traumatized by my hair. Like I left some black brown dot before, so we can work on that. And then the other side, we'll do the same. Like it can appear here because they are transparent, you know, and reflect sun, and clouds are very forgiving in some way. Like if you do well the details, they will allow you to do some weird stuff. But this we should blend. Then we can add more here. Here. And the edge. And then here. And I think now we are more or less done with the sky. We can go down to the water and then add some jelly rolls to the sky if we feel like it. Let me check. Yeah, seems quite close. Oh, we forgot the clouds, so let's do them now with the Posca. I'm just smudging Posca. Just finger art. And you can smudge it like in a few layers because they dry very quickly. And sometimes it works from the first try, sometimes it doesn't. You can also use the magic pencil in this case. So for the water, we left some yellow strokes on the sea surface. Now we will add some pink strokes to the same place. They can overlap because this is the reflection of the sun, right? They just need to be horizontal and pink. Like, mine don't look so pretty. I will try to blend them with yellow to make it more, to make them like softer, and maybe even with the transparent blender. I'm gonna be using the Moo blender from Moo Markers, like the cheap one, because it's more juicy, and my original ones are not so juicy. It's just to wet the surface. And only if you are like me and you didn't do very accurate lines, because mine looked ugly. Anyway, when we have that, for the water, I'm gonna be using B110 and G322. So I will start with B110, and we are gonna do the same as we did here. We're using the same colors, we do it in the same style, it's all the same. Just some strokes that are like slightly overlapping with the reflection. Like this area we can just fill. There will be shadows and stuff. And then we continue with the strokes. I hope it's not too overwhelming, because it's not very beginner friendly. But since everyone was asking for this tutorial, so I'm doing this one. Okay, so this area we will be leaving white for now, but we can do more strokes on the left side. No, I colored the bird. So she'll need to be acrylic bird. And we're getting closer, but not like too close. This is my sea fill technique. I don't want it to dry, because then it will not be seamless enough. With G322, I'm filling the white spaces with the same flickering movement, and it will give some almost green color here, because we put the yellow underneath. And like going closer to here, we can use more like wider strokes of this color. And now we will be doing the white border, because this is actually the border between the sand and the sea. So we need to cover it. And I don't want it to be too straight, so I'm not gonna cover it like in straight line. I'm gonna do the same as we did on the color along with the path, you know, when we need to make it like invisible. So I'm doing some dots as well, and to keep it like a little bit more messy. And the second one as well, because we don't want it to be so dark here. Like I don't want it to dry completely, so let's do like this area is still a little bit rough. So what I'm gonna do is flickering movements to all of the directions of all the colors. First we take the pink one that we used. It was pink flamingo. And then the blue one, the basic blue one, B110. And the problem with B110 is that it gets very dark when layered. So we just have to kind of mimic it to the natural sea structure of waves. These are just all very light strokes. Like they don't have to go all over the reflection, but slightly. And while they are not dry, we can try to do the same with G322. What we are going to do is to layer, to separate the sun from the sea, and then we will try to create the same effect. So this is the sand, right? So let's and here I'm not gonna do the whole beach. Like I could go until here, just to save us time, because I don't think I'll be doing this whole page. If you are doing it on your own, you can do the whole thing. There is also here and here. And I forgot about this part. Sorry, Sabrina, why you didn't say anything? We will need to Posca it. Posca. I Posca it. You got Posca. Posca. Let's use the E30. And E30 will be like with dots and blobs. This is where the waves are ending, right? So we're just doing it kind of a shadow, but it's not a shadow because we will draw the shadow with the purple one. But we can drop a few dots here because it's still the sand, right? It has the beach texture. And then we can start with the lightest blue we had, with the same, like, oops, you see, like, this is not well, but it's okay, because the waves here are going in this direction, so we can start even like maybe indicating them, but also like layering this part so it doesn't look so pink. And we can follow the line of the waves. And then use the same beach sand we used before to blend it, so it doesn't look too green. And still we have blue here, oh blue, sorry, we have white spots here. So let's try to use the same green and just fill it with some wavy, kind of wavy motions. Also like a little bit of white, it's okay. And we will do the same as we did before here. And we can always go over. Where's the more Posca? Posca. I think this is now Little Monsters theme song. Which one? I've missed everything. Beth, which song? But it's for the recording. You see the snail? We will record it, so you don't have to worry about it. But Sabrina, you have your own color scheme for the beach, don't you? Do you want to show me? Amo sermões. Oh. Thank you so much, Pat. You're so sweet. Sabrina, let me know. Dodge and Bob's. Posca. Okay, let's... guys, explain to me why it looks like shit. What did you do wrong? But what do you mean? No, wait. Don't make me sad. Explain to me what's not working so I can fix it. And which part did you... which part doesn't look like you want it to look like? Oh, thank you, Kiwi. You're making me feel better. No, Sabrina, I know you don't have them, but like I think I didn't find any like replacement for this, but don't you have any like mint pastel green in the Ohuhu? Ohuhu? Okay, the wrong green's blue color. Then don't do it. Then don't. I mean, I know you did it, but try to like blend it with the. It's too intense, or what's the problem? Yeah, that's what I wanted to suggest. Maybe. It was too dark. Just try to lighten it with the... yeah, with everything you have. Now I don't want to continue if some people are confused. Like, I want to wait. I'm sorry, guys. I have to pause. It's Jeff. It's Jeff brought us something for my husband. I don't know even what it was. Okay, so I want to try to make the waves because I think this is the most tricky part. And the trickiest thing is The waves here are coming straight from the sun, so it's easy to make them bigger here, smaller here. And here they are coming from the sun, but then they like do this curve. But I'll try with the blue that I used for the sun. And I'll just try to like seamlessly integrate them into the sea pattern. I'm not sure if I succeeded, but that's why like I didn't want to make it as a color alone, because I know it's not very intuitive, right? And maybe a couple waves here. Oh, you sent a pic. Let me check. Yeah, while I'm at it, I'm gonna do the like drop shadows from this those stones. Do the wavy, no, sorry, the white things on the waves, like the what's the name of it? That thing. No, seriously, I think I forgot. Espuma? How do you say it in English? Scarlet. Like, I'm also not happy with my waves shapes, but I explained why. Foam? Is it foam? I'm not so sure it's foam. But yeah, this thing. The white, yeah, the white foam. And then I'm doing dots, 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 because it will look good. Dots, 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 dots. And here the same, because this layer is also a transparent water, right? So the same. Now I feel a lot better after seeing this picture. And I'm just trying to make the line, like here the line was, I don't even know where it was, right? It was, I think here. This was the line? Or no? Where was the original line? Or no, there was a line, right? This was the line. So our goal is to make this line as invisible as possible, with just layers. And not only with layers of Posca, but also by breaking the straight line and making it more chaotic. We will start layering jelly rolls, because the whole, like, and then we will need to add purples. But basically, all I did there was layer a lot of jelly rolls and make it look kind of cool by painting over jelly rolls, so it creates like this texture. And it looks very good on camera, but like if you look closer, they're just strokes of jelly rolls. And the waves look like hair or something. And this looks horrible. But because all together looks well of the colors and like my internet is crashing, can't see you anymore. Oh, so sorry. There will be a recording so you can watch it from home. Oh, thank you, Pat. The shells are inspired by Sabrina. She was the shell master I looked to. So, oh, sorry, I need to put a nail and wait a little bit. So, the jelly rolls. Let's try to, like, they are very chaotic, like squiggly lines. I don't know, I need to zoom in, wait. And I think maybe here it will be easier. If you've ever followed those water tutorials of like chaotic white lines, this is what we are doing here. And then we are just continuing the same thing inside the water. And obviously, like, if we have waves, like here, we don't do it like that, like we did here, but we can do it like on a vertical, just to give it more texture. And here it's still horizontal. And then those curves, like here, they are closest to us. Like if you do this page, you see this is the closest part, and then they get like smaller and smaller because it's a perspective, like the things that are closer to us are bigger, and then they go, and like they became smaller, and here they are tiny. Still doing some... My jelly roll is not jelly rolling today. I don't know what happened. It's not the one that I left to dry. Like, I think the trick is, like, you see the sea is still very chaotic, like the strokes are very chaotic. But we start with jelly rolls, so then we can go over it with the markers as well. And let me zoom out so you can see the... And those curves that are very like wavy here became almost straight at the end. We can go back to the sea and try to make it look more decent by painting over the jelly rolls. They dry quite quickly. And like with the same light feathering, flickering, feathering movement, we like, obviously this part of the sea is darker than that one, right? Darker than the center. So we do more strokes here. Under the wave, not under the wave, but you know what I mean, like under the main shape of the wave, like to cover all those jellies. This thing should be darker also because it's in the shadow. And you see how the jelly texture almost disappears here? For this I want to take another one, like the lighter color. And just... So we, like what we did with jelly rolls, we didn't do it to make highlights, we made it to create more depth, like more layers of different shades. We still need to add some purples to make it more realistic. And I'm gonna be using, I think I'm gonna be using this one. And if it doesn't work, the 322. If it doesn't work, then we can try more saturated one. What I'm gonna do is to draw drop shadows from the foam, because this is the water, right? And it goes, gets transparent, boom, but it still creates like some shadow. So we are... doing some shadow. And on under this line, you remember there was a line? We do the same because it kind of overlaps. Like this layer, this wave, goes on top of another one. Like again, I'm recreating the previous page, so maybe I would do it differently on that one, but you see that you can use the same techniques in different pages. Then I think I used purple for some, because we had here a few objects, so I was using purple for this. In that case, there is no need. We can just drop some like shadow from the waves, right? Because waves also generate shadows. And then we can do these shadows. And since it's the shadow on the water, we can still use the same movement. And you see this was where we jelly rolled before. So it has some jelly rolls. Although we are like dropping a shadow on top of it, it still looks cool. This whole thing is in the shadow, but yeah, I think that works. I think that's it. Do you have any questions? We can use more jelly rolls. Wait, let me do some jelly rolls. Like when I do color alongs or masterclass, you see that I try to focus on one object, but if you've seen me coloring on live, I never focus on just one object. I like to go over or all over the page, and usually I don't finish like one thing and then move to another one. It's unnatural for me. We're just doing more blobs and dots and thingies. In theory, we can try to cover the sunlight so it doesn't look like white. But also, sun usually has this kind of halo effect, so it's okay if it's white. Maybe I want to go over the bottom to make it more intense. Then I can drop some yellow here. If we had some jelly rolls here, the yellow will pop up. But I didn't have any jelly rolls here. So we can just... Like you see, the lines are not going away that easily. You just have to go back to them all the time with any possible medium. Now I realize that the reflection is kind of weird. It goes to the left. So let's just fix it so it looks nice at the end. I think it looks kind of better. Still a little bit jelly rolls. Like I really want, guys, for you to have this like stage that I'm having right now, when you're just going over like doing details on your own. But I don't know how to explain it like on a theoretical level. But it's the fun way to do this.